Today is a very big day. You see, since I hit 100,000 subscribers, I've been using exactly the same microphone. It was called a Bluebird, I think that was the name of it. And I bought it using my $500 reward that I got from YouTube that I could spend at B&H Audio and Photo. I don't actually think they do those rewards anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But I bought it because it was the most expensive microphone I could afford with the money, and I thought it would be a good thing to invest in for my YouTube channel. And it has done me well for I don't know how many years. I mean, it's got to be at least 5 or 6 years now. And to be honest, it still did me well. It still works just fine. It's just there was some annoyances with it. It was one of those things. It's a super directional microphone, so if it was slightly off, then I would sound really, really awful. And also, it was huge. It had a huge shock mount with it, and it basically covered half my face. So today, I'm recording with my new microphone, and I can actually see the bottom half of my screen. I don't have to peek over it, which is really, really nice. I hadn't realized how much I actually had to stare around my old microphone. So yeah, if I sound a little bit different, then that's why. Hopefully I sound better. It would be terrible if I sound worse. And for any of you techie people who are out there who want to know what it is, it's a Shure SM7B microphone. I've got a blue microphone's arm thing holding it up, and it's all running into a Focus 2i2 preamp, so that should cover everything. Totally got my preamp wrong. It's a Scarlett 2i2 preamp made by Focusrite. I've had it for years. Anyway, enough of the nerdy stuff. Let's do some Minecraft nerdy stuff. I need to reset my iron farm a little bit, change up the beds and things, and then I'm going to go AFK overnight and get a gazillion iron. Yeah, that's right, a gazillion. With a G. Oh, but I have been reading through your comments, and you guys are 100% correct. There is one very important thing that I totally forgot about constructing over my iron farm. So let's get ourselves a bunch of sand so we can make some glass. But we do have a slight hitching point in that my super smelter seems to have no fuel. Now, I do have a bunch of bamboo left over from this gigantic farm here, but my little duplicator farm seems to have broken, which is a bit strange. I must have been kicked from the server when it was running. Those things tend to be quite finicky. Either way, everything is now up and running, and these things are going in place. So hopefully, all of these guys will be safe. Fingers as crossed as they can be, so much so it's actually causing me great physical pain. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And after one full night of successful AFKing, I came back to my studio to see this. I don't really know what to do here. I appear to be surrounded by lava. Am I wearing anything on my head? No! Surprisingly, I'm not. That's good news. Okay. But I've definitely had better days in terms of... Yeah, this could be a situation. Okay, I was thinking if I had more iron on me, maybe... Why do I have this? Why do... Oh, okay, I have this because... That was me thinking I'd accidentally brought a fire resistance potion. Of course it's provided by the person who did the prank. God, I'm silly. Okay, well, things are certainly heating up in this demise game. Luckily for you, I have bet on you to win. That's not good. That's not good, Cub. So there is a way out. You'll have to figure it out for yourself. Good luck. Oh, Brill. I've got 3 minutes. And that's if I can get full fire resistance from this potion. Now here is my plan. I apologise, the camera's a little bit close. I'm going to spend 2 minutes of this fire resistance potion looking for an exit, okay? But obviously, this is a trap. I feel like Cub has told me that there's an exit when actually there probably isn't one. So for the first 2 minutes, I'm going to try and get out legitimately. And then I'm going to start breaking blocks, and hopefully I can leave with my life intact. Sound like a plan? I think that sounds like a plan. Here goes. Boom. Alright, make sure that I actually do have fire resistance properly. How do I close my crafting book? Okay, I've got 1 minute 43. Okay, for the first 1 minute then, I'm going to look for an exit. Look, there definitely isn't one. He's definitely trying to fool me. Look, this is a solid area of blocks. No, he's definitely having me on. He's trying to make it seem like there is some way out of here when there definitely is not. Maybe down at the bottom. Okay, it's all solid. Yeah, all solid, and I can't get under there. Let's see. It goes kind of semi-transparent when you're on the edge of things. How much? I've only got 40 seconds left. Yeah, there's no way out. I definitely think this was his glorious technique to try and kill me. I've got to see now. I knew it. I knew it. Oh yeah, no, that's where I just exited. I need to learn to count. I really do. I can't help but notice the fact that my fire resistance potion is about to run out. Yeah, I'm still on fire, so let's sort out this situation. I'm actually quite proud of myself here, you know? Generally speaking, you know, I'm a fairly gullible guy. I go with what people say, and I read through that book and I was like, oh, that's nice of Cub Fan to give me a way out. This is great. And then I thought, you know what, it's probably smart to have a backup plan because they are trying to kill me. It's not like this is like a fun game. They want me to die in lava. And I'm impressed that I actually managed to see through that because look, there are no exits, okay? If I hadn't brought my pickaxe and I hadn't broken those blocks, we would have been in serious trouble. Anyway, I need to get my remaining items back. And if I die now, that would be super, super embarrassing. Can you imagine? Thankfully, I didn't, and now that monstrosity has been removed from the top of the industrial district. But obviously, while we were encased in lava, we were AFK overnight, gathering, hopefully, tons upon tons of iron. So let's see. Has it worked? It looks... Okay, that's good. That's good. I would say... Alright, I was expecting that much. That's 9 double chests. Let's see. How much more have we got than that, then? So that's the 9... Okay, this one, 12, 13 and a bit double chests of iron. Oh my word. And now it's time to put that iron to good use. You see, it definitely feels very vulnerable up there in my AFK area. I feel like I am, well, I mean, clearly, I'm just waiting to be trapped, okay? So I think it's time to make another bunker. This time, this is going to be the AFK bunker. Okay, so this is where we can go if we want to AFK in the industrial district and be protected from attacks from other hermits. And this one is also going to have slightly better security, okay, because I keep leaving my key card in the other bunker. Now, I would say this bunker needs to go somewhere... maybe even here. Like, we could go in the center of the iron farm. If you remove that lava there... this is actually quite a nice spot for a fairly cool looking build. Now this build is going to be constructed out of iron blocks and light grey concrete, so it's going to be a fairly modern but also fairly industrial looking build. It will be a little bit like my base, but just a tiny bit more brutal looking, I would think. Oh, and just so you know, I actually made up all of this concrete. I haven't stolen it from Sahara, as tempting as that might be. I mean, seriously, sometimes I do consider it. Anyway, in terms of the design for this thing, we're actually going to be doing something fairly similar to what I did with my futuristic piston house video. So for those of you who have seen it, the way that I built that house is it was kind of like a block, and then it had these bands of light grey concrete around the build, and I think it looks really, really cool. And as soon as I did it, I was like, I kind of want to build something like that on the Hermitcraft server, so this seems perfect. And have I lined this up properly? That is the question. So there's 3 blocks there, and there is 3 blocks there. I really want it to be central in this area because otherwise I'd go mad. Even though this iron farm is probably one of the least symmetrical and central farms I think I've ever built. It's so wonky. However, one big difference between this design right here and my futuristic piston house is, as I say, I kind of want it to look quite brutal. So I'm thinking about adding some horizontal bands in it as well with these iron blocks. So we'll have horizontal ones, or these ones, and then we'll have these ones, like a crisscross pattern, iron blocks, and then the concrete going over. It does look quite cool already, and it also looks quite mean, like menacing. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely really liking the design so far, but I also think that these concrete edges are a little bit too sharp for the build at the minute. I think they need to be rounded off, but it looks like a vault, which is exactly what I was kind of going for here. How does that look? If I was to just punch out those corners, is that going to make all the difference, or is that going to look far worse? Kind of difficult to see, but I think it's an improvement. With everything in place and further modifications made to the edges, now let's see how this thing's looking. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Yes, this is a bunker and a half. This is like a, I can't really call it the bunker. I could call it the bunker. I might have to ask your help on that one. Now, the only slight issue is, originally, I wanted to make a 3x3 piston door on the way into this thing. But there's bedrock everywhere. How smart am I feeling? So I actually have enough space to create a double piston extender in here. And hang on, I think I could actually have enough room to do the components of a 3x3 piston door. But I am very limited with options as to where I can place redstone wiring, due to the fact that obviously I'm surrounded by bedrock and apparently zombies. Am I feeling smart enough to try and do that? Oh, I mean, I feel like just by saying it like this, I feel like I have to at least give it an honest effort. I think it could be an interesting redstone challenge to work a 3x3 piston door around around all of this. Oh, let's give it a go. And after a lot of head scratching, I have managed to get the first and easiest part of the piston door all done, which is the closing. So there we go, and you can see that it really is just kind of melted into the bedrock here. Now we have to work out how we're going to move this block to here. So that involves single piston extension, then this retraction, and then we need the double extension and double retraction for the opening, which, yeah, it could be a little bit more tricky. But I don't necessarily think it's impossible. In fact, I think it's very, very possible. I'm hoping that something like this should potentially function. I need to run an observer into this dropper right here, and then let's see what happens, shall we? So if I cause this thing an update, power, and then nothing. Okay, yeah, no, that makes total sense because that hasn't powered downwards. Okay, so we need this, and then maybe something like this, and then an observer over here, and then we need to cause it an update there, power, and then double power. So then we just need to have this piston fire at some point during that process, which, as I'm sure you can imagine, is much easier said than done. It really is. But with that being said, I think we might have just about pulled it off. Okay, so that will have grabbed all of the blocks, so now let's flip things around. Okay. That is ridiculous that we have managed to do that. I mean, it's not small by any stretch of the imagination. This is a huge redstone contraption. It's loud, it's noisy, it's clunky, it's slow. But all of the redstone fits within bedrock that I cannot move. And I would say that in of itself is actually quite the achievement. And also that we've left loads of empty space here. I'm proud of myself on this one. But it's not quite over yet, because there is another complication, and that is the fact that, well, first off, I need to do the side pistons, but that shouldn't be too tricky. The top piston, though, is going to be tough, because those blocks there are the roof. There is no room for a top piston. Now, one way to potentially solve this is to run a 1 block wide band all the way through the center of the build. I mean, I thought I was going to hate this a lot more, but I actually quite like it. We could even connect the tops and turn it into like a small M. So it's like the Mumbo's bunker. For some reason, that really goofy idea has made it even slightly more appealing to me. And because we all know I can't help myself, that is what we've ended up going for. And it works beautifully. There we go. So it's not the fastest opening and closing sequence in the world, but it is still, it's opening and closing. This is awesome. This is seriously, seriously cool. Anyway, we now need to work on the interior of this place, because it's not exactly the most pretty area in the world, is it? And I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do here. Probably just loads more iron, maybe. Okay, I would say this is a pretty good start. In fact, I would say we're doing really well here. We've got some chests to store up the items while I'm AFK. Despite the fact that I feel really safe in here, I still want to make sure that I take my items off while I'm AFK, because I don't fancy losing anything in my inventory. I guess I suppose I should just start adding in stereotypical bunker things. I'm even going as far as to add an ender chest into this place, and as you guys know, I mean, I am not a frequent user of ender chests. I feel like I need to work on that because my ender chest for the entire season has just been filled with junk. This is perfect. This is absolutely spot on, exactly what I imagined in my head. I'm a massive fan of this place, so this is where I'm going to be chilling out whenever I'm AFK in the industrial district using the iron farm or using any of the other farms. The only one that we can't really use, of course, is the witch farm. But I guess I can AFK at that in small stints and keep an eye on my computer. Anyway, we'll work all of that out. However, there is currently no security right now, so I feel like we should add some form of combination lock type thing that is going to be much more difficult for a player to get through. I'm not going to leave a key card in it because I'm terrible with those. I always lose them or leave them in the system. I personally think we go with a number combination lock, or like a keypad, or a button one. You know, one of the ones, you know the ones. Now, in terms of building this thing, I'm not actually going to show you any of it. In fact, I'm not even going to show the redstone on the screen because I know what you're like, okay? I know what you're like. The people down in the comment section, you will then, as soon as you find this information, you will take it to every single hermit, and every single hermit will know the codes into my AFK bunker, okay? And every single hermit will know exactly how my combination lock works, and that's no fun, is it? So none of it is going to be shown. Instead, you know what? I don't really know what I'm going to do. I had an idea. I guess you could call it ridiculous. I personally think it's quite interesting. I'm going to build. This is a third-person time lapse of me not building my combination lock. I'm there. I am building it. Okay, but you can't quite see it because it's obscured by the iron farm, so instead you get to enjoy watching a husk travel around and lots of iron golems die. But the process went well and the combination lock is now working. I'll talk to you about that in a couple seconds, but first I need to do the typical mumbo jumbo thing. We just released a film on the filming channel. It's a cool little one. It's a really, really sweet one. We've actually, I don't know if you've seen, but on the filming channel, I'm quite proud of myself in that I've been doing some fairly consistent projects lately. We've rolled out a bunch of projects lately. We had the Silver Surfer, we had the Steel film with Chris and Jack, and then we have this latest one, which I shot in the Philippines. We also had all the behind-the-scenes stuff that I did with Dennis Pleska on the commercial shoot, and then, of course, we had the Rat Pack a couple months before. The end of this year has been great for filming channel projects, and I actually have a bunch more lined up as well. Which is cool. It's fun because I love those. It's such a nice balance having Minecraft and then being able to do the filming stuff too. It's like that kind of, those parallel, it's a perfect setup. Anyway, back on the server now. As you can see, we have got this rather lovely looking system here, which I've got to say I'm actually quite proud of. It's a lovely looking machine and it's also really quite small. And here we have the keypad itself. Now, I mean, how am I going to demonstrate this? I guess give me a second. I am currently in the process of entering in the combination. And there we go. Our door has opened up. So that is all functioning just fine. And then I can reset the combination by hitting that button right there. And that will close up the door behind me, locking me inside my AFK bunker. Now, if I want to leave this place, I can just hit this button right here. And that will open everything up, and then everything will close up behind me. And obviously, as you're doing the combination, the first button that you press, this redstone lamp will say, you know, there's a combination that's in process, and then if you want to reset your combination, then you hit that button right there, and it will go back to the beginning, and you have a fresh combination to start entering. It's 4 digits, okay? It's a 4-digit combination. That is the only clue I'm going to give you. So, I'm going to open this place up. I'm then going to close it up behind me. I'm going to store all of my items inside this double chest right here. And I'm actually going to AFK overnight once again at my iron farm because I can't help myself. I just want to get as much iron as possible. But anyway, I really do hope that you've enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya. So here we are in the end screen. Feel free to click on Growth of Home, the latest film on the filming channel. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And also, totally unrelated, my microphone. I like the sound of it, but I think it needs some tweaking. My microphone arm, though, terrible. The blue microphone's microphone arm, it's awful. It's broken on me on day 1. I can't believe it.